Hey guys, Alyssa Forever here. So today I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update because I've gotten a lot of questions about my brows on Insta and I just felt it was necessary, you know. Lately I've really been interested in like full natural looking brows. So that's kind of like the look that I'm going for. So for the past few months, it's been really important to me that I have really good looking brows, even when I take my makeup off. So like, I've been really trying to grow the hairs out, shape them up nice and good, so that I feel confident if I don't have time to fill them in. I've always had fairly thinly shaped eyebrows, like really skinny brows. So this is gonna be like the first video that I have with, you know, a little bit thicker brows and not super thick, you know. I feel like I've always just had the brows that I could not leave the house without filling in, because then from a distance I kind of look like I don't have any brows. So this is like the first time that I've really actually had some hairs to work with, and I'm really excited about that. I really love my brows nowadays. I pretty much take the same approach with this routine as I always have with my brows. It's just tweaked a little bit. So I just want to show you guys how I get this natural looking brow, and to show you guys that it is possible to have the brows of your dreams. Well, maybe not of your dreams, because I would prefer like thicker, darker hair or something, but you know, whatever. Let's see a picture of what my brows used to look like. How thin were they? Yeah, I mean, I didn't really, I don't know. I don't like myself with brows like that. I don't feel like I look that good with really thin hairs like that. So the real question is, how do I do that? How did I go from those brows to these brows? The simple answer is I was just patient. I just kind of stopped waxing, stopped plucking, just like kind of ignored them and just went about my life. It was a real struggle because being really into makeup, I'd be looking in the mirror myself and I'm just like, these brows, they just make me look ugh, because they're all like scraggly and stuff. I didn't just like let them grow for 4 or 5 months and just not do anything. I did kind of try to shape them up a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. I just shaped them up just a little to kind of maintain like a thicker shape to them. Even though there was bald spots in between, I would still just try to shape them up to get to where I am. If you keep on waxing off the hairs or plucking off the hairs that are growing in, you can't really expect to change the shape of them. You have to just let them go for a while, and you can manipulate them. I've definitely manipulated the angling and the shape of mine, so it just takes time. I do my own, so I have time to just sit there and be like, okay, which hair is out of place? Okay, I can fix this hair. Like, I have time, I can just do it myself. So let's just go ahead and get right into the tutorial, baby. Okay, so here's my brows without any makeup on them. They look pretty thin, huh? This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills No. 7 brush. I'm going to start off using the spoolie just to kind of get my hairs all in one direction. Using that same No. 7 brush, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in dark brown and just use the lighter color. I like to start with soft, gentle strokes towards the front of my brow. The hairs are pretty thin there, so I like to make sure I'm not putting too much product because I want it to mimic the natural appearance of my eyebrows. Going back to the spoolie, I like to just blend that out so it looks really nice, blended, and kind of like it blurs into the hairs to look like it's just so natural. Now I'm going back and just filling in the rest of my brows using the same color that I used for the front of my brows, and just making sure that all those little bald spaces are filled in and I'm getting a nice little shape. I like to alternate between the color and the spoolie just to kind of make sure it's all blending well as I go along. I don't usually use the darker brown of the Brow Powder Duo. Sometimes I'll use it like if I'm going out and I want darker, bolder brows, or sometimes when I'm making a video I need the darker brows because on camera the light kind of blows me out and makes me look like I ain't got no brows at all. Next, I'm taking my small angled e.l.f. brush and my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC30. Now this has got to be one of my favorite parts of doing my brows because I get to just make them look more crisp, give them more definition, and just make them pop. When I'm using this concealer on the bottom of my brows, I kind of try to stay away from the front of my brows. That should make a little bit more sense when you guys see me blending it out. I really feel like this is the most necessary step out of the whole brow routine because it just makes your brows pop, makes them stand out, makes them look sharp, and cleans them up really good. Moving on, I am using Real Techniques shading brush, and I'm going to be using this to blend out that concealer. Okay, take notice as I'm blending, I am kind of moving it towards the front of my brow. That's why I didn't want to put concealer there, because I can use the excess and just kind of move it that way, and it gives it a really nice soft look. So I went on a hunt trying to find a brush to blend my concealer, and I'm so glad that I found this one at Ulta. It's just so perfect. Look how precise I can be. It's a small brush, but it's fluffy. I don't know, it just gets the job done really well. Okay, so if you want really flawless results after this, make sure that you don't powder your face until after this step, because I made the mistake in this video of putting my foundation on and all that stuff and powdering my face and then trying to blend this concealer out, and it kind of was picking up my foundation and just making me look all crusty and unblended, and there was no way to fix that. So just make sure that you powder your face after and not before. I like to jump back to my spoolie just to make sure there's no super sharp lines, because sometimes there is, and this just gives it more of a blurry effect and makes it look more natural. And then I also like to jump back to my shading brush just to make it all look really good, and sometimes I need a little bit more powder. Now moving on to my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I really love this stuff. I think that it's really important that I incorporate and emphasize my actual brow hairs in this routine, so I'm using this brow gel just to make them pop a little bit more and get them going in a really clean direction. I'm also making sure that I'm not pressing down too hard. I only want to make sure that I'm catching the hairs and nothing else, because if you press down too hard, it can mix in with the color that you already have down and then just make it look like a big old brown blob. Out of all the brow gels I've tried, Anastasia definitely has to be one of my favorites, because it really is like a gel. It's like a hairspray almost. It really keeps them in place and it hardens just like a gel. And then I gotta let them dry just a little. And then I grabbed my Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel. This is in the color Granite. And now I'm extra gentle with this one because it does have a color to it. So I want to avoid touching my skin because it's going to make it look a little messy. I only want to catch those hairs to darken them. The reason that I use two brow gels, I use the clear one first to keep them in place and get them going in a direction that I need them to go. And then I use the tinted one just to coat the hairs and make them appear a little bit darker. I think the reason that my brows look so natural is because I make the hairs the star of the show. In my opinion, the more hairs you see, the more natural they appear, because you're not so distracted by an ombre of color or just like a big old brown line. You actually see hairs, you see texture, you see depth. And here's the end result. I love, 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 love how natural they look, and I hope that you guys do too. Gorgeous. Those are gorgeous brows. I really love the way those look. Those look so pretty to me. Anyway, so if you guys couldn't tell, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, especially when it comes to my brows. I take the longest probably on my brows than I do anything, and that's because I look at my brows as a work of art, and I'm not gonna skip any steps. I'm not going to try to speed through it. I really take my time on my brows. So that's basically all I do. I hope that that was helpful for you guys, especially those of you who noticed the change in my brows and wonder what was going on. Hopefully you can put some of those tips to use and have some fabulous brows too. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at my next video. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, okay? @ForeverFlawless.